When Pawn Stars first hit television screens in 2009, few could have predicted that a quirky, lovable sidekick would become one of the most recognizable and wealthiest faces in reality TV. Austin Lee Russell, better known as Chumlee, started out as the comic relief at the world-famous gold and silver pawn shop in Las Vegas. But over the years, he transformed himself from the butt of the joke into a business mogul, outpacing even the show's founders in both fame and fortune. The story of how Chumlee became the richest person on Pawn Stars is a tale of unexpected opportunity, relentless hustle, and a knack for turning every setback into a stepping stone. Chumlee's journey began long before the cameras arrived. Born in 1982 in Henderson, Nevada, Austin Russell grew up just a few miles from the pawn shop that would one day make him a household name. He was a childhood friend of Corey, Big Hoss Harrison, the son of Rick Harrison and grandson of the shop's founder, Richard, Old Man Harrison. Chumlee spent his teenage years hanging around the shop, learning the ropes and developing a reputation for being easygoing, funny, and a little bit eccentric. When he was officially hired at the age of 21, no one could have guessed that he would one day become the breakout star of the show. When the History Channel came calling, the pawn shop was just another family business in Las Vegas. The producers were looking for colorful characters and real-life drama, and they found both in abundance at the gold and silver. Chumlee, with his laid-back attitude and offbeat sense of humor, quickly became a fan favorite. He was often the target of good-natured ribbing from Rick and Corey, but his willingness to laugh at himself and his genuine love for the job made him relatable to viewers around the world. As Pawn Stars exploded in popularity, Chumlee's role on the show grew. He became known for his wild ideas, his sometimes questionable purchases, and his ability to find hidden gems among the shop's endless stream of oddities. But what set Chumlee apart was his business sense. While others saw him as the comic relief, Chumlee saw an opportunity to build a brand. He began selling his own line of merchandise: T-shirts, bobbleheads, and even Chumlee-branded candy, both online and at the shop. The products flew off the shelves, and Chumlee quickly realized that he could leverage his fame into a lucrative side business. But Chumlee's ambitions didn't stop there. He invested his earnings wisely, purchasing real estate in Las Vegas and branching out into other ventures. He opened a candy shop, Chumlee's Candy, on the boulevard, just steps away from the pawn shop, turning it into a must-visit destination for fans. He also became a sought-after guest at conventions, autograph signings, and public appearances, commanding hefty fees for his time. Every move was calculated, every opportunity seized. Behind the scenes, Chumlee was also savvy about his role on the show. He negotiated his contracts carefully, ensuring that he received a share of the profits from merchandise and appearances. He built a team of advisors to help manage his growing wealth, and he kept a close eye on his investments. While Rick and Corey focused on running the shop, Chumlee focused on building an empire. Of course, the road to riches wasn't always smooth. Chumlee faced his share of challenges, including legal troubles and personal setbacks that threatened to derail his success. But each time, he bounced back stronger, using the lessons learned to fuel his next venture. He was open about his struggles, connecting with fans who appreciated his honesty and resilience. By the time Pawn Stars entered its second decade, Chumlee had become more than just a reality TV star. He was a brand, a businessman, and, by many accounts, the richest member of the cast. His story is a testament to the power of reinvention, the importance of seizing opportunity, and the value of never underestimating the underdog. Chumlee's rise to wealth was not just a matter of luck or timing. It was the result of a series of smart decisions and a willingness to learn from every experience. As Pawn Stars became a global phenomenon, Chumlee recognized that fame was fleeting unless he found a way to turn it into something lasting. He watched as other reality TV personalities faded from the spotlight, their 15 minutes of fame gone as quickly as it had arrived. Determined not to let that happen to him, Chumlee set out to diversify his income and secure his financial future. One of his first major moves was to invest in real estate. While many celebrities splurged on flashy cars and expensive parties, Chumlee quietly began purchasing properties in and around Las Vegas. He bought homes, renovated them, and either rented them out or sold them for a profit. Real estate became a steady source of income, providing a safety net that would support him, even if the show's popularity waned. Chumlee's knack for spotting undervalued properties and his willingness to put in the work paid off handsomely, and soon his portfolio was worth millions. At the same time, Chumlee continued to expand his brand. He understood that his appeal went far beyond the pawn shop. Fans loved his personality, his humor, and his authenticity. He capitalized on this by launching a line of Chumlee branded merchandise, from T-shirts and hats to novelty items and collectibles. The products were a hit, especially with tourists visiting Las Vegas, and the revenue from merchandise sales quickly outpaced his salary from the show. Chumlee also partnered with other brands for endorsements and collaborations, further boosting his income and visibility. But perhaps the most significant step in Chumlee's journey to becoming the richest Pawn Stars cast member was his decision to open his own business. In 2017, he launched Chumlee's Candy on the Boulevard, a retro-style candy store located just steps from the gold and silver pawn shop. The shop was an instant success, drawing crowds of fans eager to meet Chumlee and sample his favorite sweets. The business was more than just a vanity project. It was a carefully planned venture that tapped into the steady stream of tourists visiting the pawn shop. Chumlee's hands-on approach, from selecting products to greeting customers, ensured that the store became a must-visit destination in Las Vegas. Chumlee's business acumen didn't go unnoticed. He began to receive invitations to speak at business conferences and entrepreneurship events, where he shared his story and offered advice to aspiring entrepreneurs. He emphasized the importance of hard work, resilience, and staying true to oneself, qualities that had helped him overcome setbacks and build a lasting legacy. Chumlee's willingness to be open about his mistakes, including his well-publicized legal troubles, made him a relatable and inspiring figure. Of course, Chumlee's journey was not without its challenges. In 2016, he faced a major setback when he was arrested on charges related to drugs and firearms. The incident threatened to derail his career and tarnish his reputation. But instead of hiding from the controversy, Chumlee confronted it head-on. He took responsibility for his actions, completed court-ordered counseling, and used the experience as a turning point in his life. The ordeal taught him valuable lessons about trust, accountability, and the importance of surrounding oneself with positive influences. In the aftermath, Chumlee emerged stronger and more focused than ever. He redoubled his efforts to grow his businesses, repair his image, and give back to the community. He became involved in local charities, supporting causes related to addiction recovery, youth mentorship, and animal welfare. His philanthropic work further endeared him to fans and helped to reshape his public persona. By the early 2020s, Chumlee's net worth had soared, surpassing even that of Rick and Corey Harrison. His diverse income streams, from real estate and retail to merchandise and public appearances, ensured that he was no longer just a supporting character on Pawn Stars, but a self-made millionaire with a story all his own. Chumlee's transformation from lovable sidekick to the richest person on the show is a testament to the power of reinvention, resilience, and the courage to seize every opportunity. Chumlee's journey from pawn shop employee to multimillionaire was not just about business savvy. It was also about understanding the power of personal branding in the digital age. As Pawn Stars continued to dominate cable ratings, Chumlee realized that his appeal extended far beyond the television screen. He embraced social media early, building a massive following on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Unlike many reality stars who relied solely on the show's producers to shape their image, Chumlee took control of his own narrative, sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses of his life, interacting with fans, and promoting his various ventures. This direct connection with his audience proved invaluable. Fans felt like they knew the real Chumlee, the guy who loved sneakers, classic cars, and video games, who joked about his mistakes and celebrated his successes. He wasn't just a character on TV. He was a relatable, down-to-earth person who had worked hard for everything he had. This authenticity translated into loyalty, and that loyalty translated into sales. Whether it was merchandise, candy, or tickets to a meet and greet event, Chumlee's social media presence also opened doors to new opportunities. He was invited to collaborate with influencers, appear on podcasts, and even guest star on other reality shows. Each appearance expanded his reach and introduced him to new audiences. He leveraged these opportunities to promote his businesses and to reinforce his brand as the fun, loving, entrepreneurial underdog who had beaten the odds. But Chumlee's success wasn't just about self-promotion. He was also a shrewd negotiator behind the scenes. When it came time to renegotiate his contract with the History Channel, Chumlee made sure that he was compensated not just for his on-screen appearances, but also for the use of his likeness in merchandise and promotional materials. He secured a share of the show's international syndication profits, ensuring that he would continue to earn money from Pawn Stars, even as the show was broadcast in dozens of countries around the world. Chumlee's business instincts extended to his investments as well. He diversified his portfolio, putting money into stocks, cryptocurrency, and other ventures outside of the entertainment industry. He sought advice from financial experts, learned from his mistakes, and avoided the pitfalls that had ensnared so many other reality TV stars. By living below his means and focusing on long-term growth, Chumlee built a financial foundation that would support him for years to come. Despite his wealth, Chumlee never lost sight of his roots. He continued to work at the pawn shop, greeting fans, appraising items, and sharing laughs with Rick, Corey, and the rest of the crew. For Chumlee, the shop was more than just a workplace. It was a second home. A place where he could stay grounded and connected to the people who had helped him get his start. He often spoke about the importance of loyalty, gratitude, and giving back, values that had been instilled in him by his family and reinforced by his experiences on the show. Chumlee's generosity extended to his employees as well. At his candy shop, he made a point of hiring local youth, offering them not just a job, but mentorship and guidance. He encouraged his staff to pursue their own dreams, sharing the lessons he had learned about hard work, perseverance, and the importance of believing in oneself. Many of his former employees went on to start their own businesses, crediting Chumlee with giving them the confidence and support they needed to succeed. As his wealth and influence grew, Chumlee became a fixture in the Las Vegas community. He sponsored local events, donated to schools and charities, and used his platform to raise awareness for causes close to his heart. He understood that true success wasn't just about making money. It was about making a difference. Through his actions, Chumlee showed that it was possible to rise from humble beginnings, overcome adversity, and achieve greatness without losing sight of what really matters. As Chumlee's reputation as a savvy entrepreneur grew, so did his ambitions. He began to look beyond Las Vegas, exploring opportunities in other cities and industries. With the help of his advisors, he invested in several up-and-coming tech startups, recognizing the potential for growth in the digital economy. He also dabbled in the world of collectibles, using his expertise from the pawn shop to identify rare and valuable items that would appreciate over time. Chumlee's willingness to take calculated risks set him apart from many of his peers, and his investments often paid off handsomely. One of Chumlee's most successful ventures was his foray into the world of online retail. He launched an e-commerce platform that sold not only his own merchandise, but also a curated selection of collectibles, memorabilia, and vintage items. The site quickly gained traction, attracting customers from around the world who trusted Chumlee's eye for quality and authenticity. By leveraging his fame and his knowledge of the market, Chumlee was able to turn his online store into a multi-million-dollar business, further cementing his status as the richest member of the Pawn Stars cast. Chumlee's success also allowed him to pursue his passions in new and exciting ways. A lifelong car enthusiast, he began to build an impressive collection of classic and exotic vehicles. He shared his love of cars with fans through social media, YouTube videos, and appearances at auto shows. His collection became a symbol of his hard work and determination, a tangible reminder of how far he had come from his days as the shop's lovable goofball. But Chumlee's journey was not without its challenges. As his wealth and fame grew, so did the scrutiny. He faced criticism from some quarters, with detractors questioning whether he deserved his success or suggesting that he had simply gotten lucky. Chumlee, however, remained unfazed. He knew that his achievements were the result of years of hard work, smart decisions, and a willingness to learn from his mistakes. He continued to focus on his businesses, his community, and his personal growth, refusing to let negativity slow him down. Chumlee also made a point of giving back to the people and places that had supported him along the way. He established a scholarship fund for local students, donated to animal shelters, and sponsored youth sports teams. He volunteered his time at community events, often showing up unannounced to lend a hand or offer words of encouragement. For Chumlee, success was not just about accumulating wealth. It was about using that wealth to make a positive impact on the world around him. As the years went by, Chumlee's influence continued to grow. He became a sought-after speaker at business conferences, sharing his insights on entrepreneurship, branding, and the importance of staying true to oneself. He mentored aspiring business owners, offering practical advice and encouragement based on his own experiences. Through it all, he remained humble and approachable, never forgetting the lessons he had learned at the pawn shop or the people who had helped him along the way. Chumlee's story resonated with fans around the world because it was, at its core, a story of transformation. He had taken the opportunities presented to him and turned them into something extraordinary. He had faced adversity, overcome setbacks, and built a legacy that extended far beyond reality television. His journey was a testament to the power of perseverance, the value of hard work, and the importance of believing in oneself, even when others doubt you. By the time Pawn Stars celebrated its 15th anniversary, Chumlee was not just the richest person on the show. He was also one of the most respected. His wealth was the result of smart investments, relentless hustle, and a deep understanding of what it means to connect with people. But more than that, his story was an inspiration to anyone who has ever been underestimated, reminding us all that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. Chumlee's transformation from the pawn shop's comic relief to its wealthiest and most influential figure was a journey marked by both public triumphs and private growth. As his business empire expanded, so did his sense of responsibility, not just to himself, but to his family, his employees, and the countless fans who looked up to him. He understood that his story was bigger than just making money. It was about proving that anyone, no matter their background or how others perceive them, can achieve greatness with the right mindset and work ethic. One of the most significant changes in Chumlee's life was his approach to health and wellness. After years of struggling with his weight and the pressures of fame, he made a commitment to transform his lifestyle. He adopted healthier eating habits, began exercising regularly, and shared his journey openly with fans. The results were dramatic. Not only did he lose a significant amount of weight, but he also gained a new sense of confidence and energy. Chumlee's openness about his struggles and successes inspired many, showing that personal transformation is possible at any stage of life. This new focus on health also influenced his business decisions. Chumlee began to invest in wellness-related ventures, including a line of healthy snacks and supplements. He partnered with local gyms and wellness centers, using his platform to promote the importance of self-care and mental health. These ventures were not only profitable, but also aligned with his values, allowing him to make a positive impact while continuing to grow his wealth. Chumlee's personal life flourished as well. He married his longtime girlfriend, Olivia, in a private ceremony attended by close friends and family. The couple became known for their down-to-earth lifestyle, often sharing glimpses of their home life on social media. Despite his fame and fortune, Chumlee remained grounded, prioritizing his relationships and cherishing the simple joys of everyday life. He credited Olivia with helping him stay focused and balanced, and together they became active members of the Las Vegas community. As his influence grew, Chumlee became increasingly involved in philanthropy. He launched initiatives to support underprivileged youth, donated to local schools, and organized charity events to raise funds for causes close to his heart. He also used his platform to advocate for mental health awareness, sharing his own experiences with anxiety and stress in hopes of breaking the stigma and encouraging others to seek help. Through these efforts, Chumlee demonstrated that true wealth is measured not just in dollars, but in the positive impact one can have on others. The Pawn Stars crew watched with pride as Chumlee's star continued to rise. Rick and Corey Harrison, who had once teased him for his antics, now saw him as a partner and an equal. The dynamic at the shop evolved, with Chumlee taking on a more active role in decision-making and mentoring new employees. He remained a fan favorite, always ready with a joke or a story, but he was also respected for his business acumen and leadership. Chumlee's journey was not without its challenges. The pressures of fame, the demands of running multiple businesses, and the scrutiny of the public eye could be overwhelming at times. But he faced each obstacle with resilience, drawing strength from his family, friends, and the lessons he had learned along the way. He was quick to credit his team for their support, emphasizing that his success was the result of collaboration and shared vision. By the time Chumlee reached his 40s, His net worth had soared to levels few could have imagined when he first appeared on Pawn Stars. He had built a diversified portfolio that included real estate, retail, online ventures, and investments in emerging industries. But more importantly, he had built a life filled with purpose, connection, and meaning. As the world continued to change, Chumlee remained a constant. A reminder that with hard work, humility, and a willingness to embrace new opportunities, anyone can rewrite their story. His rise to the top of the Pawn Stars empire was not just a personal victory, but an inspiration to millions who saw in him the possibility of their own success. As Chumlee entered the next chapter of his life, his story became a blueprint for anyone dreaming of turning humble beginnings into extraordinary success. The world watched as the once underestimated pawn shop employee became not only the richest person on Pawn Stars, but also one of the most respected figures in reality television. His journey was a testament to the power of reinvention, the importance of seizing opportunity, and the value of staying true to oneself, no matter how high the stakes. Chumlee's influence extended far beyond the walls of the gold and silver pawn shop. He became a sought-after guest on talk shows, podcasts, and business panels, where he shared the lessons he'd learned from both his triumphs and his setbacks. He spoke candidly about the realities of fame, the pressure to perform, the temptation to lose sight of your values, and the importance of surrounding yourself with people who keep you grounded. His honesty and humility resonated with audiences, making him a role model for aspiring entrepreneurs and fans alike. One of the most remarkable aspects of Chumlee's success was his ability to adapt to changing times. As the world of television evolved and the landscape of celebrity shifted, he continued to find new ways to connect with his audience. He launched a YouTube channel where he offered behind-the-scenes looks at his businesses, shared personal stories, and even gave advice on everything from collectibles to healthy living. The channel quickly gained a loyal following, further expanding his brand and opening up new revenue streams. Chumlee also embraced the world of digital collectibles, investing in NFTs and blockchain technology. He partnered with artists and creators to release limited edition digital art and memorabilia, tapping into a new generation of fans and collectors. His willingness to explore emerging trends kept him ahead of the curve, ensuring that his wealth and influence would continue to grow in the years to come. Despite his many achievements, Chumlee never lost sight of what mattered most. He remained deeply committed to his family, his friends, and his community. He continued to support local charities, mentor young entrepreneurs, and use his platform to advocate for causes close to his heart. For Chumlee, true success was not just about financial gain, but about making a positive impact on the world and leaving a legacy that would endure long after the cameras stopped rolling. As Pawn Stars celebrated its 20th season, Chumlee's role on the show had evolved. He was no longer just the comic relief or the lovable sidekick. He was a leader, a mentor, and a symbol of what was possible when you combine hard work with heart. The respect he earned from Rick, Corey, and the rest of the team was evident in every episode, as was the admiration of fans who had followed his journey from the very beginning. Looking back, Chumlee often reflected on the twists and turns that had brought him to where he was. He spoke openly about the mistakes he'd made, the lessons he'd learned, and the people who had helped him along the way. He encouraged others to embrace their own journeys, to take risks, and to never let fear or doubt stand in the way of their dreams. His story was a reminder that success is not a straight line, but a series of ups and downs, each one offering an opportunity to grow and evolve. In the end, Chumlee's rise to the top of the Pawn Stars empire was about more than just money or fame. It was about resilience, reinvention, and the courage to believe in yourself when no one else does. It was about turning setbacks into stepping stones, and about using your platform to lift others up along the way. So, as fans continue to tune into Pawn Stars and visit the gold and silver pawn shop in hopes of catching a glimpse of their favorite cast member, they do so knowing that Chumlee's story is far from over. His journey is a living testament to the idea that greatness can come from the most unexpected places. And that with vision, grit, and a little bit of humor, anyone can change their destiny.